Welcome back to another episode of the Impact Show. My name is Todd Durkin, and happy Halloween. Yes, this is coming out today, Thursday, October 31st. Are you wearing something crazy, spooky, scary? Or are you wearing something fired up? But whatever it is, remember, when you go out for a little trick or treat, you fill up those little knapsacks and pillowcases with candy. Just give it away. There's lots of troops overseas who are dying for that candy. Remember, you don't have to eat it, boys and girls. You don't have to eat it. Folks, today you are in for a special treat. And speaking of which, this couldn't hit on a more perfect day because I'm talking about training and exercise today. I'm talking about when you travel, my travel routine when I'm on the road. And two great questions. I'm loving the questions coming in. You can ask a question anytime you want over at toddurkin.com/podcast. And there's a box that you can just share your life away and ask your question. And some of y'all are hitting me up on the DM and the IG, right? And hitting that up. So wherever you are, whatever you do, regardless of your age, please share away. Matter of fact, today's question comes from Kid Baklava 76. I like that name. Kid Baklava 76 says this: I'm 43 and I haven't worked out in years. Where do I begin? I'm 5'7", 290. Kid Baklava, great question. And right after that question, I'm going to also answer Spark Plug Wellness. Now, that's a great name, and I love seeing it over on the IG. Todd, do you have two different routines when you're traveling and when you're home, or just one? How do you maintain your routines? I'll be answering that secondly here. So let's go over to Kid Baklava. Why do I like that name so much? Probably because my wife is Greek, Baklava, right? So let's talk about this. And Kid Baklava is looking to get started with an exercise program. So Kid Baklava, I've got 7 things that you could do right off the bat that if I was coaching you, here's what I'd have you do. Number 1, write a physical inventory of where you're at right now. How are you feeling? Where's your mindset at? What's your body feeling like? Right? If you feel like you have no energy, you feel lethargic, and you're not happy with your weight or your strength, I want you to write it down. As a matter of fact, Kid Baklava, you can even send it over to me. Send it to me. I want to see your physical inventory, because if I was training you and transforming your body, mind, and spirit, I would have you email that to me. So Kid Baklava, I would like to get your personal inventory. But anyone, that's what I would do. Start with number 1, take a physical inventory and write it down. Number 2, set some goals. Now, why goals? Because I think goals motivate you. And when you put down a goal that's going to scare you a little bit, you're more likely to get your booty out of bed early in the morning when it's a little crisp, it's fall-like. You feel a little chill in the air, like, ooh, it's 38 degrees. I got to get up today. Yup, get your little booties up, wipe the sleepies out of your eyes, put the hoodie on and get outside and suck it up. So set goals. Like maybe it's a 5K. You want to walk, you want to jog, you want to run, you want to sign up for a mini sprint triathlon. Do something that scares you. Now, I'm not saying going from nothing to a Ironman triathlon, but maybe you sign up for something that you know you're more likely to go out and exercise when you have a goal. And don't forget to reward yourself every now and then with some new apparel, new clothing, maybe a new set of AirPods, whatever it may be. The most important thing, the third thing, is when you're looking to make physical change in your body, which physical and mindset come hand in hand, you got to get started. You got to get started. As a matter of fact, it takes 66 days to create a habit. That's the latest research coming out of Europe right now. 66 days to create a habit. What I'm asking you to do, Kid Baklava, anyone else that's looking to make serious change in your body, is I want you to go out for a little early morning walk every day. Maybe it's 15 to 20 minutes, and at the end, you're like, hey, I'm starting to feel better. Typically, for me, when I go out for a walk with my man, Jersey Dog, about 16 minutes in, all of a sudden that pre-workout kicks in. I'm like, I'm going to drop down and get some push-ups and some squats, and I'm going to start to hit a little exercise. Before I know it, I got my 400 MEPs for the day on my zone. So I'm asking 250 MEPs per day minimum on your zone, and get started. Getting started is the hardest part. So that's number 3. Number 4, if you want to make physical change in your body, whether you're starting out or not, the nutrition that you have is absolutely imperative. And I ask you this, are you eating too much or are you not eating enough? Well, wait, I'm trying to lose weight. What do you mean I'm not eating enough? Well, it could be that sometimes people who are overweight aren't eating enough, and you're going into starvation mode, which actually is called the hunter's complex. The hunter's complex is your body thinks it's starving itself, so it starts to store fat. And that's never a good thing. We want to use fat to burn fat, not store fat. So I'd like to take a look at how many calories are you taking in per day and what types of calories are you eating? What are the choices that you're making? Are you eating breakfast? And remember, if you're eating breakfast, it has a cartoon figure on the box. It's not a healthy breakfast. So what are you eating for breakfast? Do you consume too much sugar throughout the day, which includes too much juices? Like if you're drinking a lot of juice, that could have a lot of sugar in it, and sugar makes you soft. Sugar is the devil. So don't eat too much sugar. Another thing that's important when it comes to, let's just talk about a world-class winning nutritional program, is nutrient timing. I like to eat every 4 hours during the day, and yes, I do some intermittent fasting because I know that's going to be a question. But when I go to bed at night, I get up, first thing I do is some fasted cardio before I do that, before I start to eat breakfast. But I'm talking about throughout the day, every 4 hours. Don't go 6-8 hours without eating something during the day. I think you're going to have energy crashes. So 4 hours, you're eating a snack, a piece of fruit, a handful of almonds, a light snack could be a half of a sandwich or a salad with some protein on it. And then along with that, preparation is a key aspect. If you really want to hone in your nutrition and your energy, you've got to make sure you're preparing foods as well. And that typically happens on Sundays and Wednesdays if you're doing that. Number 5, when it comes to even your own physical health, I'd like for you to keep a journal, a daily journal of not only your physical workouts, what you're doing, and tracking what you're doing in the weight room and your cardio, but also what are you grateful for? And you're like, well, how does a gratitude journal help me in that? Why? Is because why are you doing this in the first place? What are you trying to feel? What's the emotion you're trying to lose weight for? What's the energy and vitality and rejuvenation that you want to experience from your exercise program, right? And then along with a gratitude journal, regardless of the faith you are of, can you keep a prayer list of who do you want to send special intention, thought, or prayer to? Because when you keep a prayer list and you see a list of names of the people who you are praying for, it's very, very powerful. Watch what happens when you start to live for other people than just yourself, and when you're living for a deeper purpose, how your energy shifts, and you're more likely to get your booty in gear and get out there when it's raining, when it's snowing, when it's not nice out. You're just going to go out there and do it. So journaling puts you in the here and now, and that's always a great state to be in. The last two, number 6, get a workout buddy. Kid Baklava and anyone else, if you want to up your workouts, get a workout buddy, because the buddies help keep you accountable, right? So when you have someone that you train with, you're more likely to not only show up and be there at 5 in the morning, 12 noon at lunch, later on after work, because you have a quote appointment with a buddy, then you're going to push each other once you're there as well. So this is an important aspect. And the last thing I would say, if you've tried these things and you just want to amp up your game, or you're failing, you're like, I just can't do it, then hire a coach. Hire a coach. Hire a professional who helps motivate you, helps keep you inspired, holds you accountable, and gives you the know-how. And if you're like, Todd, I just have no idea where to find a coach, then just reach out to me, because I can guarantee you in my Rolodex, I have hundreds of trainers in my mastermind alone who can help you around the globe, anywhere you are. So if you're a fitness enthusiast, you're a weekend warrior, you're a fire-breathing dragon who needs a little help, just hit me up and let me know where you're located. And there's a pretty good chance I know a great trainer and coach who can help take your game to the next level. And whether that means losing 100 pounds or you want to get faster, stronger, more explosive, in the training and coaching world, I know a lot of people around the world who can help you be your best as well. And continue to listen to this podcast because it'll get your mind right. You'll get the tips. But ultimately, sometimes you need accountability. And just like myself, I've had a coach since 2007 in all different aspects of my life, including the physical, the nutritional, the spiritual, and the business. I believe the best in the world are always seeking that coach who can help them take their game to the next level as well. So Kid Baklava, I hope that helps you out. I want to see some good tangible evidence that you're getting after it and you're shaking it out and getting after it. Send me over your physical inventory, and I promise you, you will get better. Get started today. Spark Plug Wellness. Does Todd have two different routines when traveling in home life? Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, I do have two routines because when I'm at home, I'm in my routine, and very few times do I get disrupted in my routine. But when I'm traveling, it's immediately disrupted because of airplanes, different cities and time zones, flight delays, schedule changes, a speaking event, whatever it may be. So my routine does vary. A few things that when you are traveling and what I do, number one, when I'm traveling, one of my rules is this. I have to have a salad a day. You're like, well, how does that fit into it? Because it's really easy to eat poorly when you're on the road. In airports and when you're eating out, it's not as healthy. So I always say, okay, my lunch or my dinner has got to be a salad with some protein on it. That's number one. Number two, I pack my backpack with food like almonds, like a protein bar, and I actually take 2 scoops of protein, put it in a plastic baggie, and I put that in my little backpack so I can have that. Now, here's a little trick. I hope you don't sit next to me on the plane, because what I typically do when I put the little tray out in front of me, I take my almonds, and I like to spill my almonds on the person next to me who's eating the Twinkies and the Ding Dongs because they're not eating right, and they're trying to talk to me about what they need to do to improve their health. And I'm talking about the Twinkies and the Ding Dongs aren't going to help you get to the right. So I sprinkle my almonds on them, and I sprinkle a little my protein powder on them. Next thing I know, I'm conversing with them about what we do, and next thing I know, I'm sharing my almonds with them, and I'm getting the whole plane better. We're doing jumping jacks in the aisles. So pack your bag with good snacks and watch what happens right there. Have a little fun with this. If I'm flying international, I know the first thing when I'm flying international, before I actually sit on the bed, I will not sit on the bed. I'm going to the gym and working out. If you're crossing time zones, it's really hard, especially when you're going international. I work out first thing upon landing. I don't care what time of day it is. I'm working out. I'm trying to reset and recalibrate my own time zone to the time zone I'm in, and that's not always easy when you're doing that. Recovery gear. I travel with compressions on my legs because it helps keep my legs compressed. And making sure I do that. I actually have a full set of compression gear from Under Armour down low. I actually have a compression now. They have new compression hoodies. Can you imagine that? A compression hoodie with eye patch? You might see me on a Southwest flight or, I don't know, whatever flight I might be on, and you might see me just sawing wood with my gray hoodie on and an eye patch on with almonds spread out all over myself. So if so, make sure you knock on and say, yoo-hoo, TD, wake it up, baby. The last thing, 5, hydration. Hydration. Now, let me give you the rule of thumb. This is what I go by. 8 ounces of pure water for every hour that you're traveling. Let me repeat, 8 ounces of water for every hour you're flying. So if I'm going from here to New York City, and I know it's going to be a 5-hour flight, 8 times 5 is what? Very good. 40 ounces of water. You're like, man, that's going to keep you going to the bathroom. Yes, it is. And that's a good thing. That's why I always request an aisle seat so I can get up real easy. I can get up and stretch my legs in the aisle, do a little plane yoga, go back, go to the bathroom, get back, and keep flushing your system out. You want to get up and stretch when you're on the planes, because if you're just sitting there, that's not good for anything. So get up, move around, and hydrate is the name of the game. So those are 5 tips when I'm traveling. It's not easy, but you got to prepare with your almonds, your protein bars, and your protein shakes. I actually lay out all my supplements. I put them in plastic baggies, and I make sure that I'm allocated the number of days I'm gone with the supplements, the amount of supplements I need, including my whey protein shake, including my branched chain amino acids and glutamine, and my pre-workout. Everything I'm doing is all going to be allocated in my protein baggies. I put that in my backpack in case my bags get lost. Then I'm all set. So those are the tricks to travel, And when you follow those tips, I truly believe that'll help you in your travel routine. And there you have it, my friends. When you're traveling, you got to dial it on in. And many of you actually are going to be traveling here next week. If you're listening in and you happen to be coming to my mentorship next week, at least follow the hydration tip and make sure you get your almonds and spill it on the person next to you and share some almonds with the people next to you so you get that whole plane nice and healthy. There you have it, another great episode of the Impact Q&A. If you found some value in today, whether you're just starting to work out right now or you need to start working out or you want to amp up your game with your workouts and in your travel routine, because I know there's a lot of busy professionals who are listening in on planes, trains, and automobiles. Yup, you're in cars and you're traversing all over the country trying to sell your products. Make sure that that's never an excuse why you don't dial in your own physical and nutritional routine. When you do those things, I promise you, your energy will shift. Your energy will skyrocket, and that's going to help you take your game to the next level. Don't forget, it's absolutely important to train hard, to eat right, to live inspired, and to create impact. Have an incredible day, and until next time, remember, get out there and make a difference. Peace and God bless. Coaches, trainers, fire-breathing dragons. You sometimes feel like you're on an island. You need to accelerate and catapult your results in your business or life. Are you stuck, challenged, or frustrated with your currently at? Do you want to amplify your dreams and achieve even more? If so, I want to invite you to my 3.5-day live mentorship program. It only happens one time a year, and it's coming up this November 7th through the 10th right here in beautiful, sunny, warm San Diego, California. You can bring a teammate, you can bring your whole team, or you can just bring yourself. If you're ready for my deepest and most intensive program that I offer, now is the time to apply for this life-changing event. You can go to www.todddurkin.com/live-mentorship19 for all the details and to apply. Don't miss out.